Welcome, everybody, to the Geek Dad Report versus the NFL. I'm Brian West, and tonight I'm going to be making my Week 4 selections of the 2018 NFL season. Hooah! That's right. If you're new to the show, I am going to be picking all the winners and all the losers from this week's upcoming slate of games. But first, a little recap of last week. I unfortunately went 7-9, not my best week, but considering the bloodbath that was the NFL last week, I'm going to take that as a win. There was some crazy upsets. If you saw the Buffalo Bills hammering the Minnesota Vikings, well, congratulations, you are smarter than everybody in my house and probably in Vegas. Chances are you're also probably from Buffalo, because the only people in Buffalo, hometown homers, like myself with my beloved Seahawks, we're the only people who saw that coming. So, hey, you know. But Ryan, my wonderful co-host, he went 8-8. So he did one game better than me, which brings our season total to, I don't know, but I know it's tied. So however many games 3 weeks of football has brought us, that is split that in half, and that is what me and Ryan are. We are in a deadlock tied. Which pretty much sucks. The only reason why he got the win this week is because his stupid Steelers decided to cheat all day long, which is all they do. They just cheat. Antonio Brown is pushing off on people. Ben Roethlisberger is flopping like a fish, or like a power forward in the NBA. It's just flopping off. I mean, it was like soccer out there in that freaking in Tampa Bay. I mean, people are just flopping left and right. Big Ben's just writhing around in pain. Oh, God. And then people come out and put the little magic Jesus juice on him, sprinkle a little water on him, and he pops back up and throws 6 touchdowns. Or how many freaking touchdowns he threw. Whatever. Big Ben, you're a cheater, and I hate you. That's all I got to say about that. We're going to talk more about Big Ben and the quarterback flopping later. But I cannot go an episode without letting Ryan know how much I hate the Steelers. But enough about that crappy news. We're going to talk about a couple fun things. Number one is my beloved Seahawks are finally in the win column. That's right. I called it last week. Ryan bet against me. What an idiot. I knew it all along. The Seahawks handled business in Seattle, got the win against Dallas, which, I mean, you know, hey, whatever. Going into the game, everyone said this was going to be Dallas's bounce back game, that Dallas has got it, everything going in the right direction. They're going to beat down the horrible Seattle Seahawks and get back in the win column. Well, guess what? Ha! Joke's on you, pundits. Only I called it. Me. Only person in the whole universe. Right here. Brian West on the Geek Dad Report said the Seattle Seahawks were going to handle their business at home against the Cowboys. And boy, did they ever. They just beat the tar out of the Cowboys. That game should have been way more lopsided. Only because Pete Carroll likes to play conservative football in the fourth did the Cowboys even manage to get back into that game. But whatever. How about Earl Thomas? How about I'm gonna do my real bad impression of Rounders. Pay that man his money. Yeah, that's from Rounders. If you haven't seen Rounders, you should watch that movie. It's a great movie. Or you can do the Jerry Maguire. Where's my phone? Here we go. Ready? Show Earl Thomas the money. Show him the money. That's right. Pay Earl Thomas. That dude had an interception off his big toenail. I show you my foot, but nobody wants to see that. But he's like down here, and he's like, whoop, and I got it, and he runs around. Man, that guy is amazing. Best safety in the league, possibly best safety in the history of the football game, sport, thing. I don't know. Does that make any sense? One of the best safeties in football ever. You cannot let him walk, Seattle. You can't let him walk. You just got to figure out a way to keep him on the team. I know he's making like $10 million this year, which isn't exactly chump change, but work it out. John Schneider, Pete Carroll, just figure that shit out, all right? I don't want to buy a New Jersey because this is my guy. All-Pro, Hall of Famer, Earl Thomas, leading the beloved Seahawks to victory. I mean, this guy had a pretty good game too. You know who that is? Can't tell who that beautiful man with the number 3 is? Russell friggin' Wilson. He had some, he did like this. He's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Touchdown all day. Bam. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I'm a little excited. It's my first one of the season. Cut me a break, man. We played terrible against Chicago. Thank God you guys didn't have me hosting last week. It would have been me crying into a blanket, punching a stuffed bear all episode. Been horrible viewing for everybody. Not just me, but you too. And whoever else is out there in the universe. But, whatever. Anyway, that's all Seahawks talk about for this week. It's a glorious week. We got on the board. Finally, the win column. It's amazing how winning changes everything. Now, we're going 10-6, like I predicted. So, all our problems are solved. We're on our way to the victory. And we'll talk more about my Seahawks pick later. But that is all the Hawk talk you guys are going to get this week from me. I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit more when I make my Arizona-Seattle pick. Spoiler alert, if you watch the show, I always pick the Seahawks. So, hey, that's, neither here nor there. Anyway, the second thing I want to talk to you guys about real quick before I get to my picks is I want to talk about this stupid new quarterback rule. If you're unfamiliar with the new quarterback rule, I brought some visuals here to help you explain it. So, in this hand right here, my lovely daughter's donated, I think it's Jasmine. She's wearing a tube top and a mini skirt. Not really sure. Jasmine from Aladdin fame. But she's going to represent all the NFL quarterbacks. Because, let's be honest. It's kind of what the NFL quarterbacks look like anyway. All right. And on the other end, we have Thanos. He's going to represent, who's really good? Oh, God. I should say Khalil Mack. But that might bring up flashbacks. Oof. All right, we're going to say Khalil Mack. Oh, God. So he represents random defensive end player in the NFL. All right, there you go. How about that? He represents Cliff Averill, who's no longer playing, but he was a great Seahawk. Anyway, here's the new rule is. Oh, okay, I've got the ball. I'm going to throw it. I got my luscious locks. I got pretend there's a football in his hand. Okay, running around. Oh, there's somebody wide open. I'm going to throw the ball. All right? That's what we call a hit as the ball's being thrown. Last year, that was perfectly legal. Not anymore. This year, if the weight of Thanos lands on the weenie quarterbacks, there's a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. And it's ridiculous. There have been 36 roughing the passer calls in 3 weeks. Last year at this time, there was 16. 16! It's a lot. It's double for you, those of you who are good at math. It's even more than double. In fact, it's even worse because there was a play where this is Big Ben right here. This is actually very accurate. This is what Big Ben looks like in real life. I think he wears the same tube top. So Big Ben's like, I'm gonna throw the ball, and this random Tampa Bay player is like, no, you're not. And he's like, whoosh, and he threw it, and the guy moved out of the way, and his fist barely grazed Big Ben's head, and Ben did one of these. Guess what came out? 15-yard penalty. Stupid Steelers continue the drive. Stupid Steelers. Thanos, why didn't you snap the Steelers out of existence? Why don't you just go like this? Go snap. All the Steelers are gone, and everybody's happier in the NFL. Stupid Thanos. This is your fault. Your fucking fault, Thanos. Anyway, as you can tell, I am not happy about this stupid quarterback rule. The only thing that gives me a little bit of enjoyment is the Packers fans are the most angry about this rule. And this is the Aaron Rodgers rule. This was put into place last year. So if any of you are confused, well, why is this rule in place? Well, last year, Aaron Rodgers got hit. Player fell on him. And when he fell on him, it broke his collarbone. It was a legal hit, and it wasn't a dirty shot or anything. It just kind of happened. All this weight went on him. Boom, collarbone broke. Maybe Aaron Rodgers just has really weak collarbones. Who's to say? But the NFL freaked out because ratings went down because Aaron Rodgers is a rating juggernaut, and boom, bam, alakazam. They put in a rule that says you can't land on a quarterback. So just to recap, you can't hit a quarterback in the head, which is cool. You can't hit them below the waist, which kind of sucks. And now you also can't land on them. So why don't we just take Jasmine here, and let's just use her as a real representation of what quarterbacks should look like. Why don't we just we'll put them in red tube tops and little, I don't want to put a skirt on because I don't want to be sexist. We'll put a tutu on them instead because that's much funnier. How about a red jersey and a tutu, and we parade them out with flags hanging off their sides, and that is from now on how you tackle the quarterback. NFL, get your shit together, okay? I don't want to hear about how these players taking a knee and Nike and everything else is ruining your sport. No, you are ruining your sport with stupid penalties, bad flags, and terrible officiating. Pull it together. And I'm not just saying that because, like, the Seahawks lost a game because of it. No, we didn't. In the Cowboys game, there was an atrocious call where a guy cleanly hit Russell Wilson as he got rid of the ball. 15 yards. We got to extend the drive and scored a touchdown. It was terrible. And then there was one where Frank Clark barely touched Dak Prescott, and he flopped like a fish. God. Can we get 15 yards for flopping? Oh, my God. Ugh. What are we, soccer? We're going to turn into that foosball? I don't think so. It's America. We don't flop. Apparently we do. All right. I've wasted enough of your guys' time. I'm sure you didn't come to listen to me play with dolls or rant about Steelers or say how much I love the Seahawks. So we'll get to the picks. I spent a lot of my time doing the things I just mentioned, so I'll try and blow through these pretty quick. Small disclaimer before I get to my picks. We are not an official betting site. If you like to bet on games and you are looking for detailed insider information, this is not that show. We're just as casual observers, and I have never been called a professional, not once in my entire life. So I'm just gonna pick teams based on who I like, who I hate, and sometimes just who's got the cooler uniform. So if you'd like to bet with what I do, like I said, I'm 50% on the season. I bet half the game's right, half the game's wrong. I don't know if that's a good average or not, but I'm sure there's better sites out there for you to check on for insider information to place your bets. But if you want to bet with me, hey man, I ride with the underdog, so just roll with me and we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. You guys ready? You've been warned. First up, we have the Vikings and the Rams playing Thursday Night Football. The Vikings, coming off a devastating ass whooping from the Buffalo Bills, are heading into Los Angeles to play the Rams, who are clear favorites in this game, and they probably should be. The Rams look like the most talented team in the NFL, and they've been beating everybody by double digits. However, last week they did lose Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters, their two starting corners. And you know what? They're due to have a clunker. They've been playing way too good. And I think the Vikings are a pretty good team. And I think they're going to be playing extremely fired up. And the fact that the Rams have lost both their starting corners and one of their linebackers on a short week, this could be a recipe for certain doom for the Rams. I don't know if I'm picking this because I think it's a good pick, but I definitely know if the Seahawks have any chance of winning the division, the Rams are going to have to lose a couple. So I'm going to take the upset in there, the big upset, my big upset of the week. I'm going to take the Vikings over the Rams. Thursday Night Football. All right, next up, Jacksonville is playing the Jets. The Jets are playing Jacksonville at home. Jets coming off a loss. Jacksonville coming off a loss. I don't know if either team is really that good, but I do think Jacksonville is a great defense, and they're playing at home, so I'm going to say they're going to beat the Jets. The Dolphins are heading to Foxborough to play the Patriots, who have lost twice, including to the Lions, to the just terrible Lions. Oh my God, what is happening in New England? The Dolphins surprisingly 3-0. Nobody saw that coming outside of Miami, but whatever. I think Miami's pretty good, but I think the Patriots are tough at home, and they're coming off a two-game losing streak. I don't know the last time the Patriots had a 3-game losing streak, so I'm gonna take New England in this one against the Dolphins here. That's my pick. All right, next up, the Eagles are heading to Tennessee, who are surprisingly, I think, leading their division, which is weird. Who saw that coming? The Eagles aren't very good, but neither are the Titans. This game has all the freaking makings of an ugly 12-9 crappy game. Ugh. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go with the home. Oh God. I don't want to take You know what? No, Tennessee has no quarterbacks. The Titans are garbage. I'm going with the Eagles. Why not? Let's see. The Texans are heading to the Colts. The Texans are 0-3. Colts kind of have a little bit of life, but Andrew Luck isn't great. He's still not 100% back from that shoulder. Colts are playing at home, but they're not very good. The Texans are 0-3, and if they lose this one, they've basically been eliminated from the playoffs in week 4. Forgot what week we were on for a second. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to once again, for the fourth stupid time, go with the Texans this week. I just don't think they're going to start 0-4. I think they're going to find a way to pull it out and beat the Colts. So, Texans. Bills are heading suddenly good? I don't know. The NFL season this year has been so weird. The Bills are heading to Green Bay to play the Packers. The Packers are a shell of their former selves. Aaron Rodgers is not playing good. But then again, Buffalo's not very good either. But you know what? Buffalo played really good against Minnesota. They were not ready for it. Their young quarterback showed some athleticism. Their defense showed some some poise. This is probably a really dumb pick, but I'm going to go with the Bills against the Packers. I don't think the Packers are good. Aaron Rodgers is really hurt, and he's lying to everybody. So, Bills, there you go. Lions are heading to Dallas. Dallas is not a good team, but neither are the Lions. I'm going to give this one to Dallas, I guess. I don't know. It's a pick 'em. So I'm going to go with the home team on this one. Dallas. There we go. Tampa Bay, off that devastating, horrible, stupid Steelers loss, are heading to Chicago. Chicago has a surprisingly good team. I mean, they managed to beat the Seahawks, which is no easy feat. But they have a terrible quarterback. Mitch Trubisky is garbage. That being said, Tampa Bay, a really good defense this week. The Fitz magic showed some cracks. You know what? No, the Bears, they're losing. They almost lost to Arizona. I'm going to say Tampa Bay is going to bounce back and beat the Bears. I just changed my pick right here on the air. All right, Bengals are heading to Atlanta. I think Atlanta sucks. I think the Bengals suck. I picked the Bengals to win the division, and Atlanta's without its top 2 safeties. That is going to hurt them. So I'm going to say the Bengals get back on the winning streak and somehow find a way to beat the Falcons. The Seahawks are heading to Arizona. I'm going to make this one short and sweet. Arizona is terrible. They're starting a rookie quarterback in like his first start, and we're coming off a big win. Earl Thomas is great. We got a lot of our players back. Arizona doesn't stand a chance. Seattle's going to win big in this one. Cleveland is heading to Oakland. I like Cleveland a lot, man. I think Cleveland's a pretty good team. I think they have a good chance of winning this game, but just like the Texans earlier, the Raiders are staring down the barrel at 0-4. If they lose this game, they're effectively eliminated basically from the playoffs. This is like a must-win playoff game for them. So I'm going to say that Oakland's going to find a way to pull this out, and they're going to beat the Browns. Probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway. Who thought that the Browns might be the favorite in this one? I'm going with Oakland. New Orleans heading to the Giants. New Orleans is actually a better team than we thought, only because Tampa was a better team than we thought. And I think the Giants are just as bad as we thought. So I'm going to say the Saints are going to go into Meadowlands, and they're going to go into the Meadowlands and beat the Giants. San Francisco is playing San Diego and LA. San Diego and LA. You know what? I don't care. They should have never moved. So we're going to call San Diego and LA. The Niners have lost Richard Sherman for a few games. They've lost Jimmy Garoppolo for their entire season. That was their offense. I think the LA Chargers of San Diego are going to win this one in a landslide. So go with the Chargers. Ravens are heading to Pittsburgh in a division rival game. I think the Bengals may be tied for first place in this division. And I think the Baltimore Ravens are tied in first place in this division. And I think the Ravens are for real. I really like them, and I like Cincinnati a hell of a lot more than I like the Steelers. The Steelers were lucky to get a win in Tampa, and they've been played terrible at home. I think Baltimore is going to go into Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to beat them. Sorry, Ryan. You know what's coming. There you go. And last but not least, the Chiefs are heading to the Broncos to play on Monday Night Football. The Broncos are coming off a tough loss. The Chiefs look invincible, which means they're ripe for their first loss. Yes, I am calling. This is just a week of upsets for me. I am calling somehow the Broncos, because the Chiefs have no defense and the Broncos actually have a really good one. I think the Broncos are going to be able to stop them just enough to get the win here. I'm going to call the other upset of the week. The Broncos are going to knock off Kansas City, because the NFL this year wants everybody to be 8-8, and I think that's what's going to happen. So, all right, there you go, guys. There's my picks of the week. Last, real quick, I'm going to give you guys Ryan's pick. Ryan wanted to phone it in, so here's Ryan's picks for the week, so we can hold him accountable when he loses them all. And I'm proven to be a genius with all my upsets. He has the Rams on Thursday. Of course he does. Takes all the home favorites. No intrigue, Ryan. None. You just are like, I'm going to go with the favorites. Probably didn't think about it. All right, the Rams. Then on Sunday, he's got, where'd he go? He has got, sorry, son, look, he gave it to me like on a sticky note. I don't know if you can see that. This is the kind of professionalism, that's my iPhone. Professionalism I get from Ryan, sticky note. Took a picture of a sticky note, sent it to me. All right, he's got Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Packers, Philly, Colts, Miami, Jacksonville, the Cleveland Browns with a weird shocked emoji face. Isn't that weird? The 1 week I don't pick the Browns, he does. Go figure. The Seahawks. Hey, you're smarter than you look, Ryan. I knew I liked you for a reason. The Saints, the Chargers, and then Sunday Night Football, he's got Pittsburgh and Kansas City on Monday Night Football. So there you go. Lastly, the important race you guys all are wondering is the who has to do this show topless for the last episode. I want you guys to know, I know you're very excited. I'm still behind Ryan. He has got the lead. He's got a half-game lead on me, which means you're probably going to get to see all this without a shirt on. We'll see, but I've been working on getting some new tattoos, so I'm trying to eat myself up for this episode if I have to do it. I got some sweet stuff going on here. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another week. Me and Ryan will be back together next week for a special Week 5 edition of the Geek Dad Report versus the NFL. And, let us know who your picks are this week and who you guys think are going to be winning or losers. Put them in the comments, and we'll see if you guys are smarter than we are, which probably isn't that hard. Anyway, until next time, everybody, stay awesome. Thanks for watching. Go Hawks. Woo! Russell Wilson all day. Earl Thomas. Show him the money. Later.